Hello and welcome back again to Night of the Dead. So this is our daytime little update, just to show you what has changed and what the plans are for tonight. So as you can see, I've started a palisade. And although I've left a trap here, a little grate for them to walk across and get damaged, I've already decided against this. And I'm keeping the palisade, but I don't need the trap there. I'm going to fill that blank space up with a piece of palisade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this piece of palisade all along here. All the way. All the way. Until maybe, say, here. And then the way into my house is going to be through an opening this side. You then come into and run all the way around to get to the door. And there's a reason for this, a very good reason. And that is my nighttime base is up there. And to get to my nighttime base, they run along this edge. So it makes sense that if I trap all of this length here, not only are they going to run through all these traps to get to my nighttime base, they will also run through all these traps to get to my daytime base. So rather than me building completely, two sets of traps, I can build one set of traps that serves both bases. So, yep, that's going to make sense. So that's the plan. I will, at some point, fill that gap up and trap all along that wall. So a quick look inside my house. My house now feels a bit more like a house. It has walls, it has floors. This is not the foundation upgrade, this is the floor upgrade. I have upgraded the foundation as well. I just want to see what it looked like. To be honest, I can't tell the difference. So I really have no idea why we have flooring, but I've put flooring down. And we'll just upgrade it to see what differences it looks like. So I've got all my goodies here. I've upgraded some of these benches. Again, after upgrading them above up there. Oh. There's a zombie. Watch us now. Chase me. Oh. There's another zombie. What is she doing? She's attacking the trap. I think the trap's going to win. What are you doing? You're ignoring me and you're going for the trap, but she's hard. Well, she was hard. She was trying to beat up my trap. Fantastic. Right, let's repair that. Did she try and beat up my base? Somewhere, I think she was. I'll look at it afterwards. I mean, it's gonna upgrade it all anyway. So let's go have a quick look at tonight's base. Run up the slope. So first things I have is some spikes at the edge here. And the reason for that is simple, is this is the path they take. And the question I wanted to answer myself earlier on is, well, what happens if I run into the spikes? And I can tell you the answer to that is they hurt. I'm not going to do it again because it's just a waste of food to heal myself up, but yes, they hurt. I have a spinning blade now, as well as everything else. What does that one need reloading? Oh yeah, I think something did come through at one point. So, there's 3 traps, and as you can see, I've built a door. It's a pig. Go get the pig. Yeah. I built a door, and you're probably saying, hang on, what's the point of the door? We know doors don't work. Let me grab this food while I'm talking to you. And that's not actually the case though, is it? If I close the door, they all run away. And try and find another way in, don't they? Well, that's what happened before. So what I'm thinking is, when they all charge up, if they're getting quite close, just close the door. And then they'll all run back through the traps to get out. And then I'll open the door. I don't know if my cunning plan is going to work, but we will see. I'm also a little concerned after last night's attack that just one extra trap here is not enough. I just don't think it's got enough of a kick, even with a little bit of spikes. I might, before tonight actually starts, do something else, like another trap here. Ooh, another trap here. It wants wants me to make a pendulum, but that sounds big. Oh, so that's where I've already got one of those. That's huge. I'm gonna probably put another trap on the end here, and I know it'll run out of resources quite quick, and it'll stop functioning because I'm not gonna be able to run all the way down there and repair it. But that's fine. It'll serve its purpose and just get rid of the opening few mobs. Maybe. Or will it? It's a good question, see, because what about these spikes? They need to be repaired. After I stab myself, doesn't look like it. If I build a trap here, the first load of mobs will come on here and die to it. But then I won't be able to repair it. But then exactly the same mobs that come through to here and die that I would repair. So I don't gain anything, do I, by putting another trap here? Because once it stops functioning, it's pointless. And the monsters it's going to kill before it stops functioning are monsters that I can repair this trap ready for anyway, for a few sticks. I think the answer is already being given. That is no. I'm not going to put another trap here. I'm going to put some more spikes that don't cost much. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm going to skip forward now until we get to the night. See you in a moment. And welcome back. So, here we are. It's going to be the next night wave coming shortly. I have some trepidation in my voice. The difficulty jump, I'm just thinking about it now, the difficulty jump at the end of that last wave was quite substantial. I mean, those last few monsters, those big giant ones that come through last time, they were brutal, and they were running through my traps as though they didn't even exist. Which makes me think I'm not prepared. This is not enough. I haven't left myself time to do anything about it. But yeah, I am thinking it's not enough. Yeah, okay, I got some thing funky going on with my door here, but it might break. I don't know if that big mace is going to catch the edge of that door and smash it. Really, you want the door to be opening inwards this direction, don't you? I don't know if that's a thing. Can I? Oh, I can. Good. I don't know if my door trick is going to work. And that's really what I'm relying on, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I've got an extra spinning blade. And a few little spikes at the bottom. But if the curve of difficulty continues the way it did on the previous night, with that end wave being as rough as it was, I can see myself running around this mountain like an absolute loon, being chased by a ton of zombies. I mean, I ended up doing that last night, didn't I? I mean, I ran around here and ran back in again. End up fighting all the way up there as well. In melee. You know what? I can see it happening again. I can definitely see that happening again. And for a hardcore mode, because hey, this is hardcore, folks. I have one life. When I die, all our hard work is gone. Palisades, all that thing just means nothing. When you're dead, you're dead. I have got a bad feeling about this. I needed to have upgraded this, I think, to be better than it is. That's not enough. I can quickly make another spike. That I got time, but I don't think the spikes at the front... I mean, I ran into them, it doesn't do much damage. If that's all I'm relying on, then I'm doomed. The only trick I've got up my sleeve at all is the door. Closing the door. And hopefully making them leave back through the traps. And then opening the door and bringing them back through the traps again. I could have done with like another stairs over here, couldn't I? And another door here. So like, go here, close this one, go here, open this one. They'll all run around. Close this one, open that one. I think I could do that. If I survive this night, I might just do that. Do like another little passage here with another like trap or two on it. Ending in a door. And just jump between doors. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's no time to worry now. It's happening. Yeah. I just have a bad feeling. But yeah, if I survive this night, I am going to do the whole double door different pathway trick and see what happens. Because that genuinely might be a good call. So you get the inevitable lull before the zombies actually start coming. And as I said, this is where I want to trap down there. I'd actually have to, like, you know, force them to burn quite a narrow path. I can't trap like massive areas of land, that would just be crazy. But if I can channel them down 1 or even 2 squares wide, that would be good. I need to kind of like watch them. Let's see how close they get to the cliff edge when they come towards me now. Where they come from. This could be key for future defenses, because that palisade over there is quite it's quite a ways from the cliff edge. And that's not a problem. I can always, you know, I say I can build things to make them funnel. I want to see their natural path. Are they hugging right next to the wall here? Here they come. No, he's not that close to the wall. He's a good, say, 2 or 3 tiles out from the wall. I'm not sure if the rest will follow that path, but... Oh, that one over there, that second one didn't even come from that direction. That second one came from over there. They're hitting the spikes, which is good. Oh, the spikes actually killed one. Yeah, not all these zombies are coming from the edge of the... along the edge of the hill here. They're coming from over there. I can see him now. So if they're coming from all the way over there, I need to think about funneling them somehow. Getting them to go where I want them to go, not where they want to go. After these two, I might be able to run out and repair. I think I can. Yeah. Just repair that. Yeah, some of them are coming at me from... I know this... I don't know if it's better to see it with or without the light on. I have got post-processing gamma going on here, so you guys might prefer it without the light on. I'll try for a moment. So yeah, some I can see they're coming from over that way and down. The last 3 did. 4 is another one there. I can block that off, I think, and focus them where I want them. Let's put my light back on. Although, as I said, I got the gamma changed. Not during the gameplay, I haven't, but during the recording, there's a gamma shift going on. It's just not that dark at all, even in the game. I'm gonna quite happily turn it off. Although if I'm running around, that might not be a good idea. Those spikes have proved useful. I mean, even if they just destroy them and they break my spikes, they've been quite functional. Okay, after this zombie, I'll go and repair again if I can quickly. It's not these zombies, it's the problem though, is it? We already know that from watching the previous night. That... It's like it does the autosave, that's quite nice. The big beasts that come at the end. Yeah, they're the problem. Just run in and grab some stuff. Comes some more. I mean, these little dribbles of zombies that you get at this point in the wave, I think are no more than just something to get you to focus on repairing some of your traps ahead of the big wave, because if you don't keep those topped up, then when the big waves hit, if they're you know, run out of energy, then that's dying time. So yeah, so these annoying little ones, I think, are there purely to just drain a few of your resources, make you think about when am I going to go out and repair. How low do you let your stuff go? See, those spikes killed that guy. He didn't even get up to the cutter. Maybe more spikes here could work, because they're not very expensive, the spikes, not compared to like big huge contraptions like this. Alright, I could put a whole mass of spikes down there. I have to watch how they get you. So they run across the stone to start with. And then they leave the stone. Where exactly did they leave the stone? Right there. So where that lump is there, they don't climb it. They come off by there somewhere and head towards my stairs. So I want to spike. Watch this one again. He comes up. He comes off the end of that piece. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to be spiking, I think. It's over there. Because those spikes are causing them all kinds of problems. I didn't put those spikes in just like a straight line. I altered the angles on them to make it more confusing to path around. I mean, not for me, obviously, but for what I was hoping AI on the zombie. And it seems to be working a treat. So, more confusing spikes could be good. I thought that one was still alive then. Okay, I can't really aim on that right now. I can now. If I repair, then I can aim on it. Let's reload this one. It doesn't need reloading, but I've got so many branches. It's to be crazy how many branches I have. Let's see how those spikes hold up when the big guys turn up at the end of this wave, when the real solid ones arrive. That's going to tell me whether or not putting down a whole mass of spikes over there. Because let's face it, I could spike that whole area. And they're guaranteed to path up this way into the spikes. Is where I could just, I could walk around. But just put a massive spikes there. Because they do a good job. See, I just killed one again. And they haven't broken yet, those spikes. I did check it a few times after I damaged myself and earlier on, a zombie walked into it a few times and I couldn't see any obvious damage. So if they act like terrain, whereby they only get damaged when a zombie decides to attack them, then yeah, a whole mass of those would be a very cheap defense, wouldn't it? Very cheap. And easily avoidable for me. We need to see what the big guys do. Those big, massive, tall, red guys that turned up last time, they were scary, weren't they? I mean, they ran up and down through my traps as though my traps didn't exist. I had to melee the one in the end in the house. Well, run away, I think was the actual term. I do want to keep that spinny thing repaired. I can hear one, but let's quickly go out. Actually, I mean, it's got 100 spins before it needs repairing. I'm only repairing it after like every 10, so I can just leave those spinny things go for quite some time, but looks at it without worrying. Unlike the big crushy thing. The big crushy thing, it doesn't last long. Nor the big pendulum. A few swings of those and it needs repair, like. I love those spikes. They are. Look how many zombies are coming now. Oh, I got a crawler. I'd like to see a crawler. It's the first crawler, I think. Yeah, there's. I don't know if you'll actually make it all the way into the base, but there's a crawler. So if you can see with the light. I can try to turn the light off for a moment. Oh, I can't see him at all now. There he is, coming into the view now. There. I don't know how far you'll get, because you'll probably go underneath the spinny thing if he gets up the stairs. Oh, big guy's coming. Big guy's coming. Okay, we'll close the door. Oh, come on, close the door. Close the door. Oh, shit. Oh, this could be a real big mistake. How crazy was that? Right, eat, repair, 7. Max health. That was screwed up. That went all kinds of wrong, didn't it? I don't even think that was the final wave, so I have no idea what's on its way. That went all kind of wrong. Just try not to panic. It's the usual thing, isn't it? Just do your best not to panic. It's very easy to say that, very difficult to do. Just focus on healing. Trying to move. Okay, take the opportunity to run to the end, yeah. Repair. Repair. Or reload, wherever. So the whole door thing. It closed too late. At the end of the day, I closed him in the house with me. Yeah. That was a mistake. I think that's the night over. I think that was the final wave. The music has stopped. I am sure that that was the end of it. Yeah. Okay, folks. That was another night. And what did we learn? Other than don't shut the door in the after you've let a big monster in your house. Can I take that? What we learned is, okay, these took a little bit of damage, but nothing compared to the damage they dealt. I don't even know if that was them taking damage or whether or not it was the big thing doing their big, like, ground thumping blast thing that he did when he was in here. I mean, he damaged all kinds of stuff in here with that big thumping blast thing. So what we learned, spikes seem to be, I'm not going to say overpowered. It's always, I think it's always wrong to assume this early in a game that you found like the OP way to win and risk the dev watching your video and going, oh, well, yeah, that's really overpowered. I need to nerf it. Because we're on like night 4 or wave 4, day 4. It's nothing. So I can't make assumptions this early on whether or not spikes are worth their weight in wood. Because, by the looks of it, they were. See some weird angles on them. If I can do some more funky ones and maybe have like one going across like, you know, where I am looking now and some other angles just to make it really awkward for them so they bump into them all. Yes, and do the whole second door thing. If only I'd got the first door thing working right. Okay, well, there you go. That is Wave 4 or Night 4, whatever you want to call it. And I hope you enjoyed that. And seeing what's working, what's not working. And the fact that, amazingly, I'm still alive. Hardcore mode continues. Tormunda, the Iron Man. Okay, right, well that's enough for this episode. I'm going to end it now so that you can enjoy this, and I am going to continue working on my base, the line of traps, this trap up here, and at some point go into town and start like scavenging and checking out houses, but at the moment far too much fun up here. See you all next episode. Bye.